everybody, and welcome back to Drawing with Paolo. Today we're going to draw Super Mario, and it's a special request from someone on my YouTube channel. So here it goes. This is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the whole top of the page, pretty much all this space. We're going to have his head at the top and his body at the bottom, somewhere around here. And so to begin with, let's start with his head. And we're going to draw his head here, a nice circle at the top. And Super Mario will be in a super pose, so his arm will be flailing at the top, and he'll be like in a Superman pose jumping up. So we're going to draw his pear-shaped body down here, just like a pear attached to that circle, like that. And then we're going to draw his arm from this corner here, pull a line up all the way up, and then a little line down here for his bent arm on the right side. We'll draw a circle for his first fist, and another circle for his right fist. And then we'll draw a curved line here, which will represent his bent leg, just like that. There you go. So there we go. All right, and then we're going to attach a foot to this, so just another oval shape to the bottom, which represents his foot. And then just a straight line for his left leg, which will make a little bit thicker starting from his side here. Draw a line all the way to the bottom, and then the thickness to his leg, just like that here. All right, now the next step is we're going to draw his nose, because we want some facial features here. We're going to erase the lines inside there, and then draw his nose. We need to draw a sort of tilted circle in the middle of that face, just like that. And then an oval on the left side with a straight bottom, and an oval on the right side with a straight bottom there too. And inside these of course are the eyes. We're going to draw circles later on, but at the top we're going to draw eyebrows. So they're like moons at the top of his eyes. And inside here we'll draw other ovals that are attached close to the edge of the outer eye line. And then we're going to draw a pupil in here, a pupil there too, just another circle inside. So lots of circles here for Super Mario. And then we're going to draw his mustache, his very representative mustache. This is definitely Super Mario from this mustache. And we're going to draw a curved line at the bottom, just like that. And then there are 6 curves that represent the detail to his mustache. So little curves like this, need to draw 6 of those. So here's the second one, second curve, third, and that's right to the middle of his nose if you notice, and then 5 and 6. Now we're going to draw a straight line here which will represent his open mouth. He's screaming like Mario, and just like that, little bottom line, and his teeth inside there. And then we're going to draw his bottom lip, and not bad, it's coming along. Now before I can continue the rest of the face, I need to draw his arm, because his arm is like attached to the side of his head. So we're going to draw his mitt line or his glove line, and then the left side and right side. So the right side here of his arm attached to his head, and his left side here, the thickness of his arm. So now we can continue the rest of his face. We're going to redraw his nose a little bit better. I'm going to be keeping these lines. And how about we color in the mustache right away? Do that quickly. Don't forget you can pause this video at any time to keep up with me. There you go. And now we're going to color the inside of his eyes. And to do so, remember to keep a little bit of a white circle inside there so that we have a nice reflection inside of his eye. Gives the eye a wet look. And we're going to draw the outside of the line of the eye again. Redefine that line a little bit more. We're not going to be erasing those lines anymore. We like them. And color the inside of his eyes. Give his eye a little bit of color. Just like that, a little bit gray. And we're going to erase the lines that we don't need to clean it up. All right, finish off this line. I erased a little part of his nose there, and now we're going to color his eyebrows too. Same darkness as his mustache. That's 1. Number 2. Okay, now we're going to draw the top of his hat. So his hat is attached to the top of his head. We're going to do the side of his face here. So a little bit of a cheek. It's a curved line, just like that. And then the bottom of his face comes to attach to that line there. A little bit of a curved triangle sort of there. All right, and then the top of his cap will come in a few minutes. All I want to do now is draw in his hair here. So he's got sideburns, Super Mario does, and so we're going to just color those in gradually, making sideburns. And now I can draw the top of his cap. So here we go, we're going to draw the first curved line here. There we go. And then the top of his hat, of course, which is a a triangular shape later on. So I'm just going to redefine the lines here to his mouth because it's sort of bugging me. And we're going to color the inside here of his tongue just to make it a little bit darker in there. Just like that. And now we're going to draw the top of his hat. So let's do a triangular, sort of like a rounded pyramid at the top here. So all you need to do is, and then come right down, just like that. So curve, sort of a pointed curve. And then his ear, sort of oval attached to the side of his head. There you go. I'm going to erase that in there. I like the outside line more. Redefine that. And then put a little bit of detail in here. So it's just two curves, one here at the top and another one down here at the bottom. Just like that. There you go. I'm going to color that in a little bit. Give it some detail. Now we're going to draw the big logo at the top, on top of his hat with the big M. The big M, of course, is for Morrone. Paolo Morrone. Well, not really. It's really for Mario. Super Mario. So here's the M. We're making a thickness to the M because his M is thick. And we're going to color that in later on. I'm just going to shade here at the bottom. This is where the light doesn't reach the back, underneath of his hat. So we're going to color that in gray. And we need to color the underside of his eyes a little bit too. So we're going to color that in here. There's a little bit of a depth underneath your eyebrows. If you go feel there with your fingers, you'll feel that it's deeper in there, so it should be darker as well. All right. So as per usual, we're going to start drawing at the top and draw our way down. We're going to continue this drawing with his glove. And here's the thickness to the bottom of his glove, and then we're going to draw his hand. Now to draw hands, look at the underside of your fist here, just like that, and you pay attention to what you see here, and you do that on the paper. So I'm going to just draw it directly because I've done a few of these, so only a few. And we're going to draw a curved finger just like this. This will be his little finger. And then we need to draw the other curves just at the side of these, just like that, side to side. Here's the fourth finger. And then his thumb, of course, that comes right here on top of those fingers. And Super Mario strangely has 5 fingers. You know, usually comic book characters or characters of any kind, really, a lot of them have 4 fingers. And we're going to erase this here. And then redraw that line inside here. And redefine the darker lines. I'm going to keep these lines for sure. And the thumb line, here we go. Ooh. And erase the lines we don't need. Then we're going to color inside here and give it a bit more volume, give it more shape by drawing some shading. So, of course, all the light comes from the top here, so we're going to color in underneath everything. So underneath the fingers here, we're going to color that in. Underneath the thumb, we're going to color that in. Under the hand here, we're going to color that in. There you go, underneath each finger, it should be darker. And underneath the glove, of course, onto the shirt here, it should be darker, of course. Now we're going to color the shirt too. The shirt is a red, so we're going to give it a gray shade here, just like that. And the hat's the same color as the shirt, so we're going to color that in a gray shade as well. The same gray shade. If you can do it, then we'll match it to the t-shirt. We're going to redefine the outline here, just like that. And then we're going to color the side of the hat here. The underside is dark because the light doesn't get in there. So this is going to be super dark. Pretty much as dark or darker than his mustache. So we're going to color that in. Super high speed. And then we're going to color in the M for Morrone. I know. Super Mario. Mario. Here you go. Get the M. Nice and dark. And the arm here is projecting a shadow onto his hat. So we're going to color that side too. So that his arm is sort of reflecting a shadow or actually making a shadow on his hat. Just like that. Nice and dark. All right, I'm going to redefine this line. And this is coming along pretty well. I hope you're following along at home, enjoying this drawing. I'm enjoying it pretty much. I'll redefine some of these lines here, make them darker. All right, now we're going to finish the body part in a few minutes. So we're going to erase some of these lines here that we don't need. And we're going to draw his suspenders because he's wearing overalls, and we're going to draw the 2 suspenders here. There's another one here on the right side. And inside they're going to draw the buttons, so circles for buttons. Super Mario is really easy, really basic shapes, you know. The curve here for the top of his overalls. And this is the same color as his arm, so we're going to color that gray. And of course the head is, you know, creating a shadow, so we're going to draw that in later on, right underneath his chin. For the moment, we're going to draw the shadowing to his buttons. We're going to erase that in there, make it a little bit cleaner lines. There you go. Nice lines here. And then we're going to shade in here where the suspenders come close to his chin. Should be dark in there because the light can't reach in there. I hope you understand what I mean when I say that, you know. Pay attention to real things around you, like your clothes and what people are wearing and catalogs, and look at things online and read magazines and look at comic books, and you'll get the idea of all this stuff here. There's the outer line of his suspenders, and we'll color in his t-shirt. And we'll give it a little bit more shape here to where the body meets the leg. All right, his right arm is bent, so we'll draw his leg. Erase that first line I had there, just like that. And then his glove line here, this thickness or his curl to his glove, like that. And we're going to draw his thumb, which is curved on top. Remember, you can look at your fist as you're drawing this. And we're going to draw his top fingers. That's really just layering. Think of dominoes, and that's what these fingers sort of look like. The first finger attaches to the next, and the next attaches to the next. And the last finger here. Yeah, that's a bit thick, so I'm going to erase that. I'm not too happy with that. We're going to get that off. We're going to redo it. And don't be afraid to erase like I do. You know, if you don't like a line, just erase it. Make sure you draw lightly enough so that you can erase these lines and not smudge your paper too much. So I'm going to redo these lines here. Now that's better. So I'm going to make them darker a little bit. The thumb. And the curl to his glove. So now we're going to shade this just like we did the top finger, or the top hand rather. And here we go. Everything that's at the bottom is shaded. Everything at the top is bright. Here's the his forearm, just like that. And we're going to color that in just like the other gray tones from his t-shirt. And I think I'm going to put a shadow here too to give an idea of 3D-ness to his left arm. And we're going to shade under the chin, as I said earlier here. We're going to shade that, make that a little bit darker to prove that his head is really close to that body here. Darken the elbow, the shoulder, just here under the arm. All right. Now we're going to draw a line here. This is the stitch line to his overalls. There's a little stitch in there, and we're going to draw his stitch line here. And then there's one on the side of his leg, so it's sort of like an S. So just like this, up and down, or an upside down L if you prefer. I'm going to redraw those lines, which I like a lot. Keep those. We're going to keep those dark. I'm going to add a little line here. So it's got a bend in his pants, a fold. And now we're going to add a little button here, just to make it my drawing, because I want to make it my own. Add a little button here on his overalls, just for fun. There might not be one, but this is my Super Mario. I can do whatever I like. You can give him a cape. You can give him a beard. You make your Super Mario your Super Mario. And the overalls, by the way, are darker than his t-shirt, so we need to color that in. Dark blue, of course, is darker in gray tones than red is, so we're going to color that in. And I'm going to pass over it a few times, so I'm not going to press super hard on my pencil. I'm just going to go over it a few times to make it darker and darker. Redo these lines, the stitch lines here. Same thing for the stitch on his overalls. All right, and the top line, of course. And now we're going to concentrate on his shoe. So we're going to redraw the outline of his shoe. All right, now we're going to draw an oval here at the bottom of his foot to represent his sole, the sole of his shoe. And the thickness to that. And erase the lines inside there. Keep it nice and clean. Redraw these outlines, make them darker. And we're going to color that shoe in a little bit darker than the overalls here. We're going to add a bit more shading to the overalls to give it more volume, give it more of a 3D look. Just like that, nice and dark underneath. And under the suspenders here. And on the left side of his right leg. And on the right side of his left leg. and color in the shoe so that it looks brown. So it's sort of the same color as the overalls, but we're just gonna color in a darker tone a little bit and erase here where there's a reflection. Just like we did with the Batman video, we've erased where we want reflections, highlights. And that's that. That's our Super Mario for today. I hope you enjoyed this drawing, and for the people out there that wanted Super Mario, I hope this is satisfying to you. Thanks for watching Drawing with Paolo. See you next time.